Hello and welcome to HW News. This is me Aarti. Let's have a quick look at the headlines today. The BJP late on Monday night released the second list of candidates for the Delhi Assembly polls, fielding State Yuva Morcha President Sunil Yadav from the New Delhi constituency against Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The list was announced after midnight following the announcement of Shiromani Akali Dal to not contest the Delhi polls in alliance with the BJP due to its stand on the Citizenship Amendment Act. Now, according to the list of 10 candidates that came hours before the filing of nominations that closes on Tuesday, Delhi BJP spokesperson Tajinder Pal Singh Bagga has also been fielded from Harinagar. Let's move on to next news. Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal will file his nomination for the upcoming assembly polls today. He was scheduled to file his nomination on Monday. However, due to the road show, he could not file the nominations. Meanwhile, the Aam Aadmi Party has dropped former Minister Jitendra Singh Tomar and instead has fielded his wife Preeti Tomar as the nominee from the seat. Let's move on to next news. Dozens who are participating at an indefinite sit-in against the Citizenship Amendment Act or CAA at Lucknow's iconic clock tower, which started on Friday night, have been identified and accused of rioting and unlawful assembly in 3 criminal cases which are filed by the Lucknow police. Now, among those named by the cops are mostly women, including daughters of the renowned Urdu poet Munawwar Rana, Sumaya Rana and Fauzia Rana. About 50 women began the sit-in demonstration against the citizenship law on Friday night at the clock tower. The crowd gradually swelled to thousands as more women and children joined them. Let's move on to next news. The IMF on Monday said a sharp slowdown in India is creating a drag worldwide. It also said that a sharp drop for India accounts for the lion's share of worldwide downward revisions. Now, Congress leader P Chidambaram on Tuesday said that an attack on the International Monetary Fund and its Chief Economist Gita Gopinath by the government and ministers was imminent following the organization's downward revision of the Indian economy's growth. Now, he said that IMF Chief Economist Gita Gopinath was one of the first to denounce demonetization, and I suppose we must prepare ourselves for an attack by the government ministers on the IMF and Dr. Gita Gopinath. Now, meanwhile, world leaders are gathered at the World Economic Forum that is being held at Davos. Let us hear what exactly IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva said at this moment.
What have we learned from history that is informative for what we must do today? Well, we learned that excessive inequality hinders growth, it hollows out a country's foundation, it erodes trust in society, it erodes trust in institutions, and it can fuel populism and it can fuel political upheaval. So what governments ought to do? Of course, their first line of defense is fiscal policy, and rightly so. There is a lot that fiscal policy can do. This is a set of critical tools. But we have to recognize that we often overlook the financial sector, which also can have a profound and long-lasting positive or negative effect on inequality. And this is where the research that I'm presenting to you is so helpful. It shows how a well-functioning financial sector can create new opportunities for the decades ahead, but it also shows how poorly managed financial sector can amplify inequality. What is it that we think action can be? We have identified 3 policy areas. 1, a safer system, no substitute for high-quality regulation and supervision. The second area for action is more stable system. And more stable system, more resilient system, absolutely means to go back to the point on climate. We ought to build standards for disclosure of climate-related risks, and we ought to be able to guide the use of financial resources appropriately. And finally, it has to be a smarter system. Obviously, we have technology being our big helper on inclusion. But technology can create problems of its own, exclusion of its own.
Let's move on to next news. Karnataka Chief Minister's political advisor MP Renukacharya has skirted controversy yet again with his remarks targeting the Muslim community at a pro-CAA rally in Karnataka on Monday. Addressing a rally in support of the new citizenship law, the BJP lawmaker accused Muslims of collecting weapons in mosques instead of praying. He said that there are few traitors who sit in the masjid and write fatwas. He said that they collect weapons inside the mosque instead of praying. And he said that, is this why you want a masjid? That's what Renukacharya said on Monday, which is very shocking remark. However, there is no action on him yet. Let's move on to next news. Telugu Desam party leader Jaydev Galla, detained by the police in Andhra Pradesh's Amravati on Monday during a rally to oppose the government's 3 capital proposal, was arrested and charged with non-bailable cases and jailed till January 31. The Guntur Lok Sabha MP, who late last night tweeted he was fighting for farmers and accused the cops of having lost all sense of humanity in their heavy-handed response to the protesters, was produced before a magistrate in the early hours of this morning and bundled off to a sub-jail in his constituency. Despite widespread protests yesterday, the Andhra Pradesh Assembly passed a controversial law aimed at establishing 3 capitals for the state. Now, the Andhra Pradesh Decentralization and Inclusive Development of All Regions Bill 2020 says that Visakhapatnam will be the executive capital, Amravati will be the legislative capital, and Kurnool the judicial of the state. Now, hundreds of farmers and women from the Amravati region broke through the security cordon and nearly breached the state legislature complex. Police then resorted to a lathi charge to disperse them. Let's move on to next news. In a controversial statement made by senior Congress leader of Maharashtra, Ashok Chauhans, on January 19, the PWD minister stated that his party agreed to be a part of the Uddhav Thackeray-led government, Mahavikas Aghadi government, on the insistence of Muslims. Speaking at an anti-CAA rally in Nanded, he alleged that a majority of the Muslim community regarded BJP as its principal enemy and called upon the Congress party to stop BJP from forming the government in the state once again. He also assured that the Maharashtra government will not allow the CAA to be implemented in the state. Let us hear what exactly Ashok Chauhans said.
इस आंदोलन में यहाँ पर शामिल हुआ हूँ। राज्य हमारा है, सरकार महाराष्ट्र में अपनी बनी है और हम सरकार में इसलिए शामिल हुए कि बीजेपी को महाराष्ट्र की हुकूमत से रोकने के लिए, बीजेपी को महाराष्ट्र की हुकूमत से रोकने के लिए हम इस सरकार में शामिल हुए, वरना बीजेपी आकर फिर महाराष्ट्र में जो पिछले 5 साल में जो नुकसान हुआ है, दोबारा वही नौबत महाराष्ट्र में आना नहीं चाहिए। इसीलिए कांग्रेस पार्टी ने फैसला किया। कांग्रेस पार्टी ने फैसला किया, तमाम हमारे मुस्लिम भाइयों ने भी कहा कि आप हमारा सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन बीजेपी है और बीजेपी को अगर रोकना है तो कांग्रेस ने इस सरकार में शामिल होना चाहिए, कि तमाम हमारे मुस्लिम भाइयों ने भी कहा। और इसीलिए कांग्रेस पार्टी आज हुकूमत में महाराष्ट्र में है और जब तक हमारी ये हुकूमत है तब तक सीए का अमल महाराष्ट्र में हम नहीं होने देंगे। दोस्तों, ये कहने के लिए मैं आया हूं। अमर राजूरकर ने जो यहां पर बयान किया बिल्कुल सच है। नागपुर में असेंबली का सेशन जब शुरू हुआ, सबसे पहले मैंने हमारे वहां पर सभागृह में, असेंबली में ये सवाल उठाया कि सीए की कानूनी तौर पर महाराष्ट्र में सीए लागू नहीं होना चाहिए, इसमें चर्चा होनी चाहिए, इसमें बहस होनी चाहिए। बाबा साहेब अंबेडकर जी ने इस देश को दिया है, उस संविधान के खिलाफ कोई भी हुकूमत नहीं जा सकती है, चाहे वो दिल्ली की हो चाहे वो महाराष्ट्र की हो। और इसीलिए जब कानून ऐसे बनाया जाता है कि किसी कौम को, किसी समाज को बाहर रखकर बाकी को अलग करने का प्रयास जो होता है वो गलत है। संविधान हमारा सबसे ये कहता है कि डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं कर सकते, अलग अलग समाज को बंटवारा नहीं कर सकते। हमारा देश एक सेक्युलर देश है और सेक्युलरिज्म की बुनियाद को पक्का बनाना हमारा फर्ज है और इसीलिए कानून जो है वो ऐसा होना चाहिए जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बिल्कुल चौकट में बैठने वाला हमारा संविधान के अंदर होना चाहिए।
Let's move on to next news. Congress President Rahul Gandhi once again attacked the BJP and Prime Minister Modi over unemployment and falling GDP growth. He said that the youth of the country is angry and there is an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty in the country. Let us hear what Rahul Gandhi said.
जो इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशन है और जो बेरोजगारी की सिचुएशन है उससे देश में युवाओं में गुस्सा है, डर है, क्योंकि उनको अपना भविष्य नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है। सरकार का काम देश को विजन देने का होता है, रास्ता दिखाने का होता है। इस काम करने में सरकार बिल्कुल फेल हो गई है। देश की जनता समझती है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी इकोनॉमी पे, रोजगार पे, हिंदुस्तान के फ्यूचर पर फेल हो गए हैं। आज जो युवाओं की आवाज उठ रही है वो बिल्कुल लेजिटिमेट है, उसको दबाया नहीं जाना चाहिए और सरकार को उस आवाज को सुनना चाहिए और उस आवाज को भविष्य के बारे में, उनको रोजगार कैसे मिलेगा, हिंदुस्तान की अर्थव्यवस्था कैसे एक बार फिर पटरी पे आएगी, उसके बारे में प्रधानमंत्री को जवाब देना चाहिए।
Let's move on to last news of the day. Tamil superstar Rajinikanth refused to apologize to protesters who are up in arms over his controversial remark on social reformer E.V. Ramasamy Periyar. On Tuesday, Rajinikanth came out of his residence with copies of news publications and to back his claim and said that I will not apologize. Ahead of a protest planned by a pro-Tamil group to lay siege on his house, Rajinikanth came out of his house with the copies of publications and spoke to the media. Holding the copies of the news clippings, Rajinikanth said that he did not make up things about Periyar in his speech and will not apologize. That's all for the headlines today. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in. Now you can also download our HW News app on your Android Play Store and Apple Store. Also, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter.